Jim really set out to create this experience that really provides a lot of specific knowledge to educators, to teachers, and to professionals as well.
Over 20% of our teachers that we polled have considered changing jobs because they didn't feel safe or supported with respect to safety.
You need to be here. Ignorance is bliss, but it's also lethal bliss.
Even if you feel like you've never had a problem, even if you feel like you know everything that you need to know, that you've learned from the best already, I promise you that there are things that you didn't realize that you needed to know.
We're training them to be safer scientists.
Dire need of more safety.
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 Safety. Safety is all about choices.
Now today, after 50 years, we are not only just working with K through 12 teachers, but we're working all the way from kindergarten all the way through professional companies and organizations in order to make sure that those things that we are learning, early on in education actually have that pull through all the way till people are professionals. Scope of the problem is that we don't actually have a good handle on laboratory accidents within K through 12. We do know that accidents occur, and some of those accidents are quite severe. So fatalities happen in school labs, which should never happen.
Parents are leaving you in charge of one of their most precious things, their children, and they drop them off and they pick them up with the idea that they are going to see their child return to them in the same manner in which they were given to you.
You shouldn't end up in the emergency room because of something that you're doing in school. Over the last 20 years, what we are seeing is around 2,000 to 2,500 lab or science STEM-related accidents occur every year across the United States where a child ends up in the emergency room.
Teachers are stressed. They have very little time. They're doing what they can do every single day to deliver the best possible education for their students. They don't have a lot of time for professional development. And to take an entire day to take a safety course, especially during the year, is very rare. Not only is funding short, but time is the problem.
When teachers go to get professional development, especially when it comes to lab safety, those are typically static videos. But that creates a real problem because when you're trying to set up a program, which these need to be set up as programs as opposed to just how you wear your PPE, it really makes it hard to ask questions that are going to be specific for your region, for your school, for the labs that you do. And so getting them in a space that allows them to ask the questions that are pertinent to them and their district really gives them a leg up in developing those programs over the long haul.
What makes our Safer Science Summit different is that it is trying to meet teachers where they're at. We have 50 years of experience in lab education and working with so many different environments and so many different people, but today's needs for teachers has shifted.
So it's not really that the Safer Science Summit is the answer, is that this summit is going to give us direct access to teachers and to programs in order to help them actually get to what that right answer actually looks like.
One example is the CHPs. I had no idea that was a thing that you actually had to have. And now we're thinking, our school probably has one, but when was the last time it was updated? What do we need to make it better? What do we need to do to update it?
Important because the specimens we deal with, because we deal with live specimens for dissections. So we have to know how to deal with the proper storage and waste disposal of the specimens we have from frogs or squids or whatever we have.
You really get an idea of what did I do well this year and what can I do better next year.
These are not one-time type experiences. Several of the people that are there come in with a new set of questions that are allowing them to push their science safety program further and further for their students. And so we want to make sure that we connect the dots and we help them build these systems into their school districts so that no matter who is actually teaching, the system is in place to support them.
The entire process is forever. It's making sure that I'm always disposing of those chemicals correctly, but also the process of what I can fix, what new things I can bring in, and what new things I can adjust to. It's okay that it can't be done in 1 year. It has to be, I fixed this thing this year, I'm proud of that, but now this new thing that I want to improve upon, that's my focus for next year, while still maintaining the progress of the first year.
So I hope the teachers leave the summit feeling empowered, with a new sense of awareness. Perhaps they're seeing things that they didn't see before, and whether that be a hazard, whether that be a just environmental change and shift, whether or not they consider how they work safety into their curriculum, rather than front-loading safety at the beginning of the year and making it a checklist. Let's incorporate safety into every single activity we do with our students so that we're training them to be safer scientists, and we're building their capacity to go beyond our classroom.